Hi everyone, my name is Rebecca Villagomez, and I'm on here because I want to share my story with hopes of changing someone's life and letting everyone know that it is possible that when you're going through something really hard, uh, hardship, and when you're in survival mode, that anything is possible. And um, that's why I'm sharing my story, because I want to help others. I want to help y'all, and I want to create change. And I'm a very positive person, and I want to uh, share how I did it. And from my life experiences that have molded me into the person that I am now, uh, I just want to lay it out flat that, no matter how hard it seems, it is possible. Um, there's so many instances and parts of my life that I don't know where to start from, but I'm gonna keep making videos. Um, I'm not very organized, and I'm spontaneous, and I just like to go with the flow as how I'm feeling today, my mood. Just go with how I'm feeling, and little by little, with every story that I tell and every parts, all the parts, little bits and pieces of my life will make sense and they will come together. Uh, just because uh, I am a single parent, and I guess my mind is just like all over the place right now, and most of the time. That's why I'm just like, I'll just go with it. Okay, so how I'm feeling today is just, you know, the person that I am today. I could never have imagined that I could have been this person ever in a lifetime. I could have never believed it when I was younger, because when I was younger, uh, the person who I had low self-esteem. I was insecure. I was always scared. Um, a lot of anxiety. I was scared to talk in front of people. Um, I didn't think that I could finish college or get a degree or speak in front of a college class. I didn't think that I could go out into the world by myself and just be brave and, you know, be in survival mode and push two little girls forward all by myself. I didn't think I could ever do something like that. I just, it was so hard. I couldn't believe in myself. And part of it is just when I was little, the environment that I lived in with my mom and my dad, it was very negative, violent, and a very harsh environment. Um, my dad used to hit my mom. He would physically abuse her. Um, I remember always feeling scared all the time at home, with just at home, all the time. It was intense fear. I remember my dad overbearing, domineering, standing in front of my mom. My mom cornered or on the floor against the wall, and him just standing over her and really angry, like his teeth, like, furious. And you see your dad in that manner, and just you're just thinking, well, why am I seeing this? And why is why does he look so scary? Like really angry. And my mom crying on the floor, and me and my brother crying beside her. Please, my mom would beg him, don't hit me, don't hit me, don't hit me. And she would tell us, tell your dad not to hit me. And were scared. And I don't, you know, it's just hard seeing that on a daily basis, and them yelling, and him hitting her with an aluminum bat. And I can recall that she fainted one time, and it was just very intense physical abuse, and it was hard. All I remember was the feeling that it was just horrible. And my mom left my dad. I remember her talking with my kindergarten teacher, and she told her about the family place shelter that they could help her out, and just leave him. That what was going on was domestic violence, because I don't even know if my mom knew that she was being abused, because that's what they say, that when a woman is being abused, they don't know that they are. And one day, whenever my dad was at work, we quietly left. My mom got us, and we left to a shelter. We also went to her sister's apartment to stay for a few nights. And little by little, she was getting up on her feet through that shelter that helped her out get an apartment, get furniture, and they sent us to camp, and they bought us stuff, and it was a lot of help. And remember, we would go on every Wednesdays, to the family place, because my mom would get counseling with a group of women, and me and my brother would be with the kids playing while they took care of us. And it was just a lot of that unstableness and fear, and not being taken care of properly by my mom or my dad, because they couldn't even take care or know that they were negative, or that they needed help, or they couldn't function properly, and yet alone take care of me properly. So I was just taken care of, and I guess the bare minimum, I don't know, food, water, clothes, a roof over our head. But where it was like nurturing or love, no. My mom and my dad were cold. I don't remember my mom ever telling me that I'm pretty, that I'm beautiful. Never, ever. I don't remember her ever hugging me or touching my face. No physical touch. No reassurance in that way. My dad either. He never hugged me. Only one time, whenever my mom passed away, he told me that I was pretty. That shocked me, and I thought, hey, my dad told me I was pretty, but it was just that one time, and not even my mom told me. So you can imagine, they're both negative. Like, I don't want to judge them, but that's who were my parents. And I guess just my mom being she was cruel in ways. She treated me bad as well. I was the oldest, and I didn't like my mom. She wasn't loving towards me. She wasn't the worst mom, but I didn't like her. She didn't make me feel good. She like instilled fear in me. She'd put me down. Um, she'd show preference over a cousin that I had and tell her and say that she was pretty, and she never told me pretty. She'd show preference with my friends and hug them, and that it hurts. It hurts. The way that it hurts, it cuts inside. Like it feels like the way that it hurts. It's like ice cold, or like a knife, like just cutting me open, and it's just like open, and it hurts. It's just like harsh and coldness, and it's just like I'm your daughter, and that you don't do that. And my dad, when my mom passed away, he was just neglectful. He was always working, and just like no feelings, and those typical dads that show no emotion, no, like, I don't know, just there, just quiet, just doesn't talk to us. And it's just like, okay, where do I get the love from? And then I get married with the first guy that I think that is a good person, or just because he showed me some attention, and I clinged to him because I felt alone. I wanted attention. I wanted someone to give me affection, and it's just he gave it to me in the wrong ways. But I was just so desperate of, because my mom passed, and then it's like, okay, no one cares about me. Like, what am I supposed to do? Where do I go? Who's guiding me? I was just lost. And then this toxic guy from Mexico that I think is love, and he love bombs me and all this and that, and the wrong person, and he just turns out to be the most evil person in the world. And there goes my self-esteem. There goes my worth that he kept beating down. And just what I went through with him, it was the worst thing that I've ever been through, because it was, you know, him devaluing me, never being enough, trying really hard, and always, I tried so hard, and I was never enough. And him putting me down, and you're really sensitive. You take things too personal. It's just you're really sensitive. And oh, whenever a friend is isn't paying attention to her kids, and she's on the phone, and I'm telling him, oh, look what she's doing, look what Sandra's doing. Oh, yes, because she needs like some space from her kids. But if I did it, he'd criticize me and put me down. You're an awful person, you're a bad mom, you're useless, you're worthless, just put down after put down. And that's how it was with him. It's like all I did was just cook and clean, and just cater to him. And then I lost my self identity, because I stopped doing things for me, and I put his needs first and mine. And it's horrible, because I was giving myself entirely. And You know, that kind of uh, mental abuse is the worst because you just give everything, you put your needs aside, and what he was giving me was nothing, and I sacrificed myself for him, and it still wasn't enough. And that's the worst kind of abuse because I thought, damn, I'm not worth anything. And he made me feel so ugly. I'd wear makeup all the time, foundation, concealer, eyeshadow, and sometimes I'd even go to sleep with makeup because I was so afraid that he'd see me without makeup and think that I was ugly. And he didn't I didn't have a phone for some years. He didn't have a phone for me. He didn't pay for a phone for my phone bill. He had his mom in Mexico a phone, but not me. And I had to get up early in the mornings to cook hot tacos with cut up jalapenos and onions in the oil in the skillet with egg and meat.